Hey everybody, welcome to our live stream for this virtual mixology class. Thanks so much for joining us. We're super excited because today one of our listings is being featured on the show $1 Million Listings. And typically we do sort of like a launch party or a viewing party, but thank you to Happy COVID, we're all stuck at home. So I figured we should throw a party and we can all drink a little bit and get a little happier before we watch the show tonight. I'm really pleased to welcome my good friend Claud Beltran, who is the chef and owner of Bacchus Kitchen. I consider him sort of our catering partner at the Durkovic Group. He always provides great food for all of our events. And his lifetime friend from like the 6th grade, Jim, who's the mixologist here, who's gonna help us talk through how to make 4 drinks using vodka. So I'm gonna introduce them to you now and bring them on the screen. And welcome Jim and Claud to our show. There they are. So what we're going to do is I'm going to let them talk a little bit about themselves and introduce themselves to you, and then we're going to get through making these drinks. So Jim and Claud, take it away.
All right, well, welcome to Bacchus Kitchen. We're standing here in the middle of the dining room, which is now a bar for tonight, which is exciting. I think it's important you know how to make a drink because it's hard to go get a drink anywhere. So other than opening bottles of wine and opening beer, it's time for a cocktail. Right on. And I've known Jim for a very long time. He's not only a mixologist, he's a very experienced drinker.
Thank you. And I think that, what's a mixologist anyway, right? It's a bartender that charges you $15 for a drink. So I think what's really important is that before we get started, I don't know if you have all the ingredients and things, but you really do want to try to gather your things like we have ahead of time. But if you don't have the ingredients and you're just going to watch, I would really recommend getting a glass, filling it up with some ice, taking a little vodka, put it in there.
Wow, just straight vodka.
Yeah, and if you have an olive or something like that, you toss that in and you're ready to go. So what are the things that we're going to need?
That's my kind of drink.
Yeah, just put that. It doesn't get any simpler than that. Just vodka and olives. Very good.
So in order to get going, you're going to need some vodka. You're going to need some blackberries and strawberries, some herbs. You're going to need thyme and rosemary, basil, whatever you have laying around. Some orange juice, pineapple juice, lemonade, and then maybe some 7-Up or Sprite or a lemon soda, and then maybe some simple syrup or something like that. And then we're just gonna create.
Right.
You're ready.
So
to go.
the people that picked up the packs, everything was labeled, and you should kind of separate everything out here, and you can follow along. You can make the drink with us, or you can make the drink after. Right before the show, I would recommend at minimum making the first drink with us so that you have something to drink, so that the show is more entertaining the more you drink. Okay,
we're a lot funnier when you're drunk.
All
right. So the first thing we're going to need is a shaker. I'm a big fan of a Boston shaker, which is the ones you see often. It's got the glass and the metal. Now, if you don't have one of those at home, you might have a standard shaker that has the strainer built in.
Is there a Los Angeles shaker? Is there a New York shaker? Or is it what kind of shaker?
Well, this is
I don't have a shaker. Okay.
You don't have a shaker?
No.
All right. So you will probably use like maybe a Tijuana shaker.
A Tijuana shaker?
Yeah. Do you have a Tijuana shaker?
I do have a Tijuana shaker.
Excellent. So, perfect.
Which was conveniently provided to you with the herbs.
So if you got the pack, this would be great. You can use this as your shaker. These are amazing. They can do all kinds of things. All right, so the first thing we're going to have to do is pick the herbs. I hate picking herbs, especially thyme. Right? Because thyme are these little, right? And you got to pick each leaf, and it takes
like this. Let's go like this. One. Look at that.
What's that?
One. Yeah, 3 fingers right in the middle. All right. All come right up.
And so you want about a half a tablespoon of each herb into your shaker.
Okay.
Now, as can you pick me some herbs?
Oh yeah.
As we're picking herbs, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take about 2 ounces of vodka, and you can measure that by eye, which is usually how Claude measures, or you can use a jigger.
I don't think I've measured anything ever, but there we go.
Right, so this is mine. It actually has ounces put in, and go ahead and put that in the jigger, and you can keep putting herbs in as you go. You might have a jigger.
We're doing rosemary too.
Rosemary as well, about a half tablespoon. And you also want, this is often a common jigger. It's 1.5 ounces, which is usually what most people like. We both like spirit forward, so we use 2 ounces.
Spirit forward.
Right on. So now that we have our herbs in here, you want to get a muddler, right? And you can use all kinds of things as a muddler.
Can I have my 4 ounces of vodka in there?
Oh, you want, yes. 4? No, you can have 2.
2, okay.
2 ounces. All right, so we're going to get you your 2 ounces, and you're going to need a muddler, okay? Now, do you have a muddler?
Yes.
You do? Okay. Now, it's like, you have one of these?
No, I have a better muddler.
You have a better one?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you can use like a wooden spoon or something like that.
Yeah.
So go ahead and get your muddler, and while he's getting his muddler, basically you want to crush the herbs, right? You want to... That's a pretty big muddler. All right, so the idea is that you're really trying to extract the oils from the hard herbs. Now, what's important to remember is while you're muddling, you have to be careful, like with mint and things like that. You don't want to muddle too much because you'll get a bitter taste. But with hard herbs,
I'm pretty muddled here, right?
Oh yeah, you are. So everybody else that doesn't have a supersized muddler, you may want to give it a couple more because you really do want to extract those oils.
Is it okay to lick the muddler? All right.
Yeah.
Hey,
All
Claude,
right. Let's go ahead and get those oils really extracted. The next thing,
nobody told me that you guys were comedians on top of all of this.
Oh yeah. No, that's our other job.
Yeah.
Good thing we don't have to make a living doing it.
So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to put 2.5 ounces of lemonade in each of these. Can you help me out with that? Now I'm going to get some ice. You should get some ice too at home.
2 ounces.
So you need 2 ounces, 2.5. Perfect.
All right.
And then you want to fill your shaker with ice. Now fill yours. There you go. And then the next thing you want to do is you want to prepare your glass. So go ahead and get a cocktail glass. I like using different glasses. It really helps, make a drink presentation to that mixologist level. So go ahead and get that, and we're going to put some ice into the glass. We're going to fill it up about halfway.
Hey, question, guys.
Yes.
Does it make a difference, like the shape? I know there's all these different shapes of glasses and everything for every kind of cocktails that you drink. Is there a difference as to why the shape should be what they are and that sort of thing?
Most of it has to do with tradition, but unlike wine,
And traditionally, we don't really know what we're doing, so I think it's fine.
You can use whatever glass you got. You can even use this as a glass when you're done. But yeah, it's a great question. With wine, right, the size of the glass and thing, that really gives you much more of a nose and things. I think, Claude, you did a class on wine.
Yeah, we did with him.
Ah, perfect. So yeah, a lot of it has to do with presentation, especially with spirits. So one of the things we're going to do now is we're going to shake.
All right,
right?
shake it.
All right, so go ahead.
You shake first.
All right, so basically, you want to shake vigorously, okay? And so the reason that you're shaking vigorously is you're chilling the liquid.
How do I know I've shaken enough?
You have shaken
I've shaken enough.
Yeah. So you can. Part of the reason that you shake is to induce air and things into the drink, and also it helps really chill the drink quickly. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to strain the drink because getting big pieces of herb in your teeth, that's when we're going to strain the drink.
All right.
Question?
I have a question. So, you know how when you order a martini or something that's shaken and you want it so that it has like the ice shards on the top, but like shaken really, really hard. What is the proper term for that?
Shaken.
Like, because I've heard some people say bruised or skating or like all different kinds of terminology when you say I want it shaken extra hard.
Right.
Shaken with shards.
Shaken with shards?
Shaken
Right.
with shards.
I like that one.
All right.
Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to just add a little bit of club soda. I don't know if we have any club soda, but if you have some, go ahead and we'll get some. But go ahead and add your club soda on top. Now, what that's going to do is add a little effervescence to the drink itself. And the other thing you always want to do when you're a mixologist is garnish your drink. So maybe a sprig of rosemary. And one of the things I like to do is zest, right?
May I zest for you, my friend?
Please.
All right.
And so zesting really brings out a lot of the aromatics of the fruit. So in this case, we're going to use lemon. And you can go ahead, and that really makes a beautiful drink.
So 2 questions for you. One is, what's the amount of vodka that this drink should have?
No, that is the quality of programming we do here.
Magic.
So how much vodka does this drink take?
2 ounces.
2 ounces.
Yeah,
and
you can do 1.5 ounces,
Okay.
but which is traditional. We like a little more spirit forward, and so that's 2 ounces. If we were making these for ourselves, we would probably use 3 ounces to make it even more spirit forward.
And then if you don't have lemonade, can you use just like lemon juice with a little sugar mixed in?
Yeah, and so that's a great question. So you could do, for me, you could also with this drink, if you didn't have the lemonade already made, just some fresh squeezed lemon with some simple syrup. And simple syrup's easy to make too. You can buy it, but you can also make it. It's just 1 cup of water, 1 cup of sugar, and you boil it until it all, what is that called? Integrates or something?
Yeah.
All right.
If you need a recipe for simple syrup, that's a problem.
All right, but here's the other thing. You always want to taste your cocktail before serving it to guests and things. So using a straw or something, and so you can just give it a little taste to make sure that you like it, because you want to make sure that it tastes the right way.
Now, I know you're a professional drinker. I kind of I drink along with you, but what about just the average Joe? What would the average Joe say about this drink?
That's an interesting question. Hey, average Joe.
We need to find an average Joe.
Hey, average Joe, why don't you come on over
average
here?
Joe, could you? Yeah.
There's an average Joe walking down the street.
We just happen to have
an average Joe.
Hi,
Average Joe.
I'm an average Joe.
He's an average tall Joe.
So whatever.
This is a thyme rosemary refresher. It's a refreshing drink. Great for us just to get started. Summer afternoon.
Cheers.
You're getting rave reviews.
So did I get any?
No, you got something in your stoosh, but yeah, and the COVID protection is very important. He just drank through the mask. I don't know if you can see
very
that.
impressed.
Delicious. Well, good to see you guys.
Thanks,
Average Joe, that was
I'm
fantastic.
gonna go do my average things.
All right.
Yeah, just go do your average things. All right, what's next?
Okay.
What's next?
Did you have another question?
Quick question. I know you said, Claude, if you need help with simple syrup, that's a problem, but we need help with simple syrup. How do you make simple syrup?
So simple syrup is equal parts sugar and water brought to a boil. That's it.
How long do you boil it for?
I'm sorry? Just till it comes to a boil. That's it.
Okay.
So it just makes me laugh that liquor stores or different places, they sell simple syrup already made.
Yeah.
You can make it at home.
I confess I buy it.
So, all right, what's our next
All
cocktail?
right, so we're about ready. We're going to move on to our next cocktail. It's always good to have a little sip before you make a cocktail. So cheers.
Cheers.
All right, our next cocktail is going to be a strawberry basil smash, and we're going to do that a little different this time.
We did a smash.
Smashing.
All right.
So what we're going to do is we're going to take first a cocktail glass.
Okay.
and I'm going to have you. I'll instruct you. Why don't you go ahead?
I'm going to do it.
You're going to do
All
it.
right. All right.
So what you're going to do is get some strawberries, a couple of strawberries is all you need, and just slice them up.
2, 3.
Yeah, two's good.
2.
3.
How about 2.5?
2.5 is perfect.
Don't cut yourself.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, no.
And now you're going to take some a basil leaf. If they're big, you might want to use one or two, and just you can tear it in half, tear it in thirds, and go ahead and throw that in there.
Okay.
Okay, and then you're going to get your muddler,
Okay.
and we'll use a regular size
Regular
muddler
muddler,
for
okay.
this. And go ahead and muddle that into the glass.
All right.
Muddle's code for smush, right?
Yes, muddling is super important, and
That's
most
right.
mixologists, they're big muddlers, right? They
Well, that's how you get the extra $10 for the drink, because then you actually
Right.
had to put effort into it. So, okay, muddle.
Okay,
I
so
think I muddled.
it should look like a pulp, okay?
Yes.
Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're not going to put ice in the glass yet. We're actually going to put ice into our shaker. Let me get you some ice.
Smells really good. You can smell berries and strawberry.
Okay, basil. Can you smell
Yeah.
the basil?
Yeah, yeah.
That's something that's going to be important while you're making this at home.
Yeah.
Is you
Good.
want to make sure that you're getting the aromatics. A lot of these
Good.
drinks are aromatic based. Okay,
Okay.
so the next thing you're going to do is you're going to put 2 ounces of vodka
In here and here.
into the shaker.
And just so everybody can see, the recipes are actually right down there at the bottom of the screen as well with the proportions.
That
Okay,
is
2 ounces.
fantastic. Okay, and then we're going to put simple syrup. I think we have some simple
And
syrup
I added a
here.
little extra just to, you know.
Oh, thank you so much. And that's the best thing a mixologist about being a mixologist is you get to create, you get to play, you get to make it the way you want. And the practice of making cocktails is probably one of the funnest parts.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna put, I think it's about 1/2 ounce of simple syrup. If you like it a little sweeter, you can add or subtract depending on
1/2 ounce.
Right. Okay, and then we also want to put about a tablespoon or an ounce, it's fine, 1/2 ounce of cranberry juice. I think we have some cranberry juice. Thank you so much.
And if this is going in here or going in here?
This is also
Oh,
going
yeah.
into our shaker.
All right.
So we got one request. If
Yes.
you could maybe slow down just a little bit, because not everybody has everything beautifully prepared at home the
okay.
way that you guys do.
Oh,
And then the
okay.
other question is, what's the best food to pair with vodka?
No,
that's
this is
okay.
okay. We'll go
Just-
slow.
What's the best food to pair with vodka?
Okay,
Right.
so what we're at here, do you want to do a recap?
Okay,
We've got
so I did 3 strawberries, 2 basil leaves, muddled, 2 ounces vodka, 2 ounces 1/2 ounce cranberry, and 1/2 ounce, really? And 1/2 ounce simple syrup.
correct.
Okay.
Now, the next thing is you're going to take a pinch of pepper.
A pinch.
Yes.
Like, what's the difference between a pinch and a whole grab?
Okay, this is a grab.
Whoa.
That's a grab. And
This is a pinch.
how?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
a pinch.
All right,
Okay, so
pinch.
now we got that. So just a pinch.
All right. Into here.
Into there.
All right.
Okay. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to add a little ice into the strawberry into the glass. We're going to put that on top before we start our shaking process. And that's just to chill that down just a bit. And you only want to fill it up just a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, now it's time for shaking.
All right.
Make sure you get the lid on nice and tight because this isn't a professional shaker like you
Okay.
use. This is
All right. Ready?
an amateur version.
All right.
And you probably want to put your finger over the
Alright.
top and take that lid. So if you have those types of shakers, one of the big things that happens a lot, if you don't put that finger, the cap falls off and you got drink everything.
It is very cold.
Okay? You can also tell by the outside.
It's kind of all frosted over very, very quickly. So, all right. Ready?
Do we have another question?
Yes, people are wondering, what's the best food to pair with vodka?
Ooh.
I think vodka to me is kind of a very clean, positive. Let's say acidic flavor to me. So I would pair it with things that are fatty and have fat to them. So fatty cheeses, brie, or French fries, or I think anything fried. I mean, fried chicken and vodka. Why not?
When I was in high school, I used to pair it with mouthwash.
Wow. All right.
Yeah. So, and go ahead and then you're going to strain this into the glass. And I think the important thing here is now you want to add, again, a little club soda. And the reason we're doing that, again, is it just gives it a little effervescence, a little something special. Not too much, but just so you bring it up to the top there. And go ahead and give it a little stir. Or you can leave the strawberries on the bottom. You also don't want to forget about garnish, right? So maybe a strawberry, maybe a sprig of basil, something to make it look pretty.
That. And here, let's pitch this here like this. All right, how about that? Now, and you guys, hopefully you can see that. All right. So I think it tastes fantastic.
Looks beautiful.
It's beautiful. It tastes great. I think it's fantastic. Now again, I think it tastes great. Did you taste it?
I did not taste it.
I think we should have the average Mike. If we had an average Mike around.
Oh, hey, Mike!
Mike, are you?
Oh, hey guys.
Hey, it's Mike!
What's happening?
Mike, the average Mike could probably give us a lot more.
I'm Average Mike, and I'm here to tell you this is my favorite COVID-19.
Oh.
You have a straw?
Yeah, we'd give you a straw,
Yeah,
but it's not
a mess.
Yeah.
I think, there you go.
Yeah. The COVID-teeny.
That is almost as average as me.
Excellent.
Yes.
Okay. We're
Almost as average
All right.
as him. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
All right. You heard it from Average Mike.
So,
What are we doing?
you're on. Question.
No, there wasn't a question. I was just coming in to comment about how much I loved Average Mike's face mask. That was awesome.
Yes.
Yes. One of the things in Pasadena, everybody is very COVID conscious. They're always, you can see Average Joe, Average Mike, they're all wearing protective gear, which is quite inspiring.
Have you tried to drink through your face mask for real yet? Because I've done that a couple of times, forgetting it's totally on.
I have not, because I want that drink going in as quickly as possible.
Yeah. We don't want to waste time.
Yeah, not a lot of filtering going on. So our next drink, if we're ready to move on, our next drink is going to be a blackberry vodka mojito. So as you know, most mojitos are rum and mint, and this is going to be a special blackberry mojito. So we're going to do this again in a shaker, and so we're going to take our shaker, and we're going to get about 4 blackberries. So go ahead and grab 4 blackberries.
Okay. These were all in your kits there. So, okay, 4 blackberries.
Love blackberries. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to use about 4 basil leaves. We want this a little more basil-y.
And are these being torn?
Yeah, I would tear them a couple of times.
Okay.
And then go ahead and we're going to muddle. Oh, sorry. One of the things that we've noticed is putting, when you put the vodka in, like what we did with the rosemary and the thyme, is those oils and things they extract, and it actually starts to flavor the vodka. We're going to do the same method here. So we're going to put 2 ounces of vodka.
Oh, we're going to need another bottle.
We're going to, that's the problem when you drink a lot, is you pretty much always have to replace your bottles of vodka.
Yeah, we do. Luckily, we have
more. So again, 2 ounces of vodka.
Okay, fine. Good. Okay, 2 ounces of vodka.
All right.
Blackberries, basil.
Okay. Now, for those, we can slow down a little bit. We want to make sure so people were able to get their blackberries.
Blackberries, basil,
And
vodka.
vodka.
Am I muddling this?
And you're going to muddle, but I recommend starting slow. Don't go with your fast, super muddling, right? Because those blackberries, they tend to explode, and that can ruin your shirt or get over all over the place and be. So go ahead and start slow, and then as those blackberries start to crush, and you want to twist when you muddle, so you can get some of those. There you go. That is now you're muddling.
Take.
Now you're muddling.
Okay.
Not modeling, muddling.
All right. Have I muddled enough?
Yeah, that's probably. Can you start to smell the blackberry and basil?
Oh yeah.
Okay, because that's what we're going for, right?
All right.
Okay. You ready?
Yes.
Next step. All right. Again with the ice. Okay. Let me go get you some ice.
All right.
Now, what would you maybe serve with this, Claud?
With this blackberry thing, I'm still feeling very tropical. It's not. It's obviously a very summer thing with blackberries and basil. Maybe burrata. I think burrata, a burrata dish with maybe take some of the blackberries and cook them. Just maybe in a little bit of simple syrup and make more basil leaves and just put it over the burrata with some black pepper.
Because that would the basil and the basil.
Yeah,
that's a great idea, actually. And that's one of the great things now with mixology, I think, is people are really starting to make cocktails that it's not just your before dinner drink or your after dinner drink. You're actually making cocktails to go with food.
Yeah,
much like with wine.
Right. That's not good.
Okay. So what we're going to do now is you're going to shake, shake, shake.
Oh, I'm going to use the Boston
That's
shaker.
right. Make sure you get a good seal.
All right.
You want to hold the top and the bottom.
So questions.
Huh?
2 questions.
Okay.
So number 1, I'm not really a wine drinker, so I love the idea of having a cocktail with dinner. So I appreciate that a lot. Is it true that the vodka should be chilled with before you start? I keep my vodka in the freezer. That's just kind of how I do it. Like, what do you guys think?
Well, one of the reasons when you put any alcohol in the freezer, it makes it easier to drink. But what it does do is it takes away the taste. So, for instance, with vodka, which is a neutral spirit, a good vodka really shouldn't have much taste because it's made, and that's why they go through multiple filtrations to really take most of the taste away. I don't know if you know this, but they're starting to do that with tequila now. I think it's called Crystal, and they're starting to run tequila through charcoal filters, and that's where it actually starts to take away some of that what I love of the agave, right, the piña plant, which is amazing. So I don't like that style. I'm more of a traditionalist. So with tequila, you would never want to put tequila in the freezer. So if you're going to make a martini, I think it's a great idea because it gets your drink hyper chill. But when you're, it also, if you're going to do vodka shots, that's a much better way.
Can I start shaking?
Shake away.
Before you do, How much Sprite in this drink?
Pardon me?
How much Sprite in this drink?
Oh, we're going to get to that. So first, we're going to put that in, and that's a great point. One of the reasons why you don't put club soda, Sprite, anything like that in your shaker is when you're shaking it, it's going to foam up like crazy. So that's why we added after.
Cool little
contraption. So that this is a strainer. We're going to strain it. Go ahead and push down. There you go. Push down. Whoa. Okay, good. All right. Perfect.
I'm
Get every last drop. Okay. And then, as you were saying, you want to top it off. It said, 6 ounces. I like a little less just because I think it covers up the flavor. So what I would do is just top your glass. If you wanted to add a little bit more ice, you could. And then, of course, you want to garnish. So in this case, you probably want to use a blackberry and a basil leaf to really, you want to show what's in the cocktail. So again, the recipe, if you wanted to use the recipe, is 6 ounces. Most glasses, if you don't have a really tall highball, it's not going to hold that much. So I would say, 4 ounces.
That's really good. That's very refreshing. I think this could be a good entree type cocktail because it almost has kind of a wine component to it. It's not overly sweet. The basil's coming out. Can somebody cook me a steak for this, please? I think that would be.
Oh yeah.
Now, again, I wonder what your average kind of spaceman would want or would think of this. To get a little more.
Oh my gosh!
There's
an average spaceman.
If we had a spaceman here.
Hello, average spaceman.
Gentlemen, what's happening?
Average spaceman.
Actually, not really a spaceman. This is my DIY face shield.
Oh, DIY
You
face shield.
just take a wine box,
Uh-huh.
which everyone has because of the pandemic,
Right.
and you just cut out the front, put it in. I just use
It
saran wrap.
looks like you just ripped out the
I think it's fantastic.
and then saran wrap.
Can
That's great.
we get your opinion
Sure.
of the blackberry?
Oh,
Can you just punch a hole in that?
let me help you.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh
Yeah.
man, there you go.
You guys are too much.
There you go. See?
How does that? It's so good.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, no, keep your mouth in. Keep your mouth in. Thank you. Yeah.
Please. Thanks a lot.
All right.
We'll
Thank you.
see you later.
You
don't want me to stay?
Yeah,
No, that's good.
That's
Average.
great.
Average
Yeah,
spaceman. That's
wonderful.
wonderful.
Woo! Okay.
What is? This is our third. Our next one is the third, right?
No, we are on our fourth cocktail
All right.
already.
All right. What is the fourth one?
Oh, do we have
The fourth
Question?
is the Black-Eyed Susan.
the Black-Eyed
Black-Eyed
Susan? Now, there's a story behind the Black-Eyed Susan. I don't know if you guys know this, but the Black-Eyed Susan is actually from the Preakness. Now, I live very close to Arcadia, and the Arcadia, right, we have the Santa Anita Derby, but the Preakness is a horse race,
Okay.
and it is one of the 3 races that is in the Triple Crown.
Okay. I did not know that.
And so do you know the drink, the official drink of the Kentucky Derby?
The
Mint julep.
Mint julep. That's right, the mint julep. And the Black-Eyed Susan is actually the drink of the Preakness.
I've never heard of the Preakness. I'm not a horse guy, but that's cool.
It's all right. You'll get there.
All right.
All right.
I've heard of it.
Huh? You've heard of the Preakness?
You've heard of
It's
it?
average.
Thank you, average
Average guy.
guy.
No,
We appreciate that.
Okay. So what do we need?
And so the Preakness is actually called the Run of the Black-Eyed Susans, and part of that is because they put a yellow the flower, the state flower of Maryland, where the Preakness is run. They put the flowers over, and so they call it the Run of the Black-Eyed.
I have no idea.
All right. So in this drink, we're actually
Do we need a clean shaker for this?
no, actually we're going to stir.
Ah, all right.
We're going to stir. So you can get. I like to use a larger container just because it saves mess.
So why do you stir instead of shake?
Very good question.
Very good question. So usually you shake. The general rule is you shake cloudy drinks. So anytime you're going to use an egg white or anything like that, you're going to shake. Anytime you use juices, you traditionally shake. We're actually going to do juices and not shake. And then with clear liquors, clear spirits, like for an old fashioned, Manhattan, things like that, you're going to stir because one, you just want to chill the spirit. You actually, when you shake vigorously, it actually hyper chills the drink. And when you stir, you're basically not water. You don't put as much water into the drink from the ice.
So James Bond just really wanted a stronger drink.
It is exactly.
I like it.
That's how you get the ladies. Man.
Okay. All right.
Well, the pick was shaken, not stirred, though, wasn't it?
I thought he.
I thought he was shaken, not stirred too.
Okay, maybe
I'm not
I'm
a big
wrong.
James Bond guy.
All right, somebody Google that for us.
Yeah, we need to know. Shaken or stirred? Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is put some ice in our container, whichever you're going to use. And
Okay, lots Lots of ice.
Lots of ice. All right, and then we're going to start mixing. So we're gonna, in this case, we're gonna. You can use 2 ounces of vodka if you don't have any rum, but we're going to use an ounce, ounce and a half.
Ounce and a half?
Sure, because you're, a drinker.
All right, ounce and a half.
Right, or an ounce usually, and then an ounce and a half
of white rum.
Of white rum.
All right, ounce and a half of white rum.
Perfect. And then if you have a sugar sack, something sweet, if you don't have that, you can use simple syrup. We have the fancy dancy Cointreau, which is an orange, sort of has a little orange flavor. Question?
Yes. So with the rum, the white rum, the dark rum, what if you only have dark rum? Will it work?
It'll work. It'll color the drink.
Is that the only real difference, is just the color that it gives?
Correct. Well, in a lot more, dark rum tends to be sweeter, richer, has a little molasses taste. And in this particular drink, we're going to put orange juice and pineapple juice. Which dark rum works. It's a great idea. If we had dark rum, I would probably put a dark rum float. So I would make it, and then you slowly pour and so it would have like a little dark layer of
so
dark
like a Mai Tai kind of thing.
It would be real fun. Exactly. And you're gonna see this is probably the sweetest drink of the bunch. Hopefully you've noticed that if you're making these along, right? The first drink was really refreshing. It was pretty light.
Very good.
Something just to get the palate warmed up. And then our next drink, which was the strawberry smash, basil smash, a little more flavor, but still a more of a refreshing, lighter drink. Then we got into the heavier blackberry, the blackberry mojito.
An entree, and now it's dessert.
And now it's dessert. So
how much Cointreau?
about an ounce.
About an ounce.
Well, half ounce, yeah, ounce. Ounce is good.
1 ounce. 1 ounce.
And then we're going to do 2 ounces of the pineapple juice and the orange juice. And I want to give that a stir.
2 ounces of pineapple juice.
And an interesting fact, I'm colorblind and I cannot tell the difference between these two. I don't know if you can, but
I can.
You can?
Yeah, they look different. All right, 2 ounces. All right.
All right. Okay, now we're going to give it a stir. Just, slowly stir it. You don't have to go too crazy.
Okay.
Just to get it chilled.
Don't bruise my booze.
Oh, question.
Don't bruise my booze.
Don't bruise the booze.
That's right. Don't bruise.
Okay. All right.
Tim, we're going drinking. I'm telling you. You're going to keep me laughing.
You should take this on the road.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. I don't want to bruise it.
That's
so
right. All right.
done.
So we're going to take a glass.
Okay.
And I don't know if you've noticed, each time we're using a different glass. You don't have to. But again, it's part of the fun of mixology is just doing different things, using different ways to highlight the drink.
Right. No, that's cool. I love it. All right. And so more ice.
Yeah, more ice.
Okay.
And then you're going to slowly pour over the ice.
Okay. I'm trying to get this other ice out.
That's right, but you're doing okay. You can also perfect.
All right. Okay. Good.
Okay. And now we have to think about we want to garnish, right? And so one of the things is a black cherry.
That's the black eye of Susan.
Now they use maraschinos. I personally don't like those. I like to use
Luxardo
cherry or something like that. So go ahead and put that in, and then maybe a slice of lime this time. You can float that on top.
Slice of
lemon. Yeah.
Okay. Luckily, I have great knife skills, and
Question. So, you said maraschino. How do you really? What's the proper pronunciation for that kind of cherry?
Oh man, I don't know because I don't like them. So I call them marchinos. I call them marachinos. Like I don't know.
Luxardo is
a much better cherry. You're going to say to yourself, why in the world would I pay that much money for a cherry until you've had the cherry? and you're going to say, okay, now I can't have another drink without it. Like if you go to any proper, if you make a proper old fashioned, you should use a Luxardo cherry.
And that's the dark small one.
Yes. Yeah, delicious.
Yes. That's really good.
Sweet, right? So now this is going to be sort of the drink, and so I guess we have to find average Joe.
Well, actually, it's there's. I think we should find the average von Branden from Munich.
Oh,
yeah, because those Munich guys really know their pineapple drinks. People don't know that, but
I thought they
we just happen
beer.
to have von Branden.
Oh,
Von Branden.
Sehr gut, yeah.
Yeah, von Branden. Here you go. What do you say?
Roast. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Das ist sehr gut.
See?
Das ist der Scheiße.
Okay.
Ziggy Soggy or something.
We're a family show here, boys.
Oh, yeah.
So I think he liked it. I'm not absolutely positive, but I think he liked it.
I like it. I think it's fantastic. I hope.
I'm wondering of the people that are out there making cocktails, I'm wondering which one they like the best.
Tim, has anybody made one or two?
I asked that question a few minutes ago, and at that point we hadn't made this picture, but people were voting for number 3 as being the favorite so far. I like how I didn't realize that you guys had planned this sort of like a tasting where it's going from less sweet to more sweet. And
well, that's fine. Crazy.
Someone just weighed in number 1 and number 4 as the favorites.
Oh, nice. Cool. For me, it all depends on the kind of day. Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, I think number 4 is a good one for breakfast. I mean, if we're going to do that, I'm just saying. So
people are loving the cheese shirt as well. That's
yeah, I do. I like cheese. I like cheese. I actually love cheese, but I didn't want to overcommit. So,
well, I so appreciate you guys taking us through this today, and there's no sort of last minute questions that are popping up in the chat. Basically saying Black Eyed Susan is very dangerous and yummy, but number 3 is the same sort of thing. That's the problem with all these drinks. They're so good, you just kind of drink like they're lemonade, basically.
Yeah. And so what I'm really hoping is that that everybody out there they don't be afraid of mixing a drink, right? It doesn't matter sort of what you do. You just try different things, right? And that's what Claude and I do all the time. It's like, oh wow, that's a great taste, and that's a great taste. Let's mix those up and see. Sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't.
But always drink your mistakes.
Yeah. Always drink.
The great thing too is that vodka is the flavor profile of vodka is that it pretty much goes with anything, that you can kind of hardly screw it up by mixing it with something.
Yeah, I agree, and it's because it is the most versatile. But I'm a big brown liquor fan, so the bourbons.
Me too. I'm right there with you.
Yeah, and so there's so much that you can do with brown liquor, and maybe we could do this again and take it on a brown side.
I'm a huge Scotch fanatic. Oh, look, say hello.
Hey,
this is Monroe, everybody. She's saying hi.
That's funny.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
She has to make the appearance.
Of course.
Maybe we could do like a Scotch tasting or something. I would love that.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah. And I challenge everybody to get out there and try mezcal. There are so many amazing mezcals out there. Try sort of the aged tequilas. If you like bourbons and things, get out there and experiment. So that's I think our challenge to everybody is if you got the kit, even play with it, right? Most of these things can be interchanged, right? So the lemonade and maybe the strawberry, right? Make a strawberry basil lemonade. right? So part of our idea was that hopefully you had vodka, you've got some supplies now. There's a great show coming up very, very soon, and 3 hours, right?
Yeah, 3 hours. So you have time to sort of practice these drinks. Tune in at 9 p.m. and join us for the fun show tonight. And people are saying in the chat that you guys really help them kind of get over the fear of mixing drinks at home. So I really appreciate that.
If he can make a drink, anybody can.
Yeah. I'm about as thick as one of these.
Yeah.
Right? So
there you go. You guys, thank you so very much. And
cheers.
Thank you for tuning in, and cheers to everybody. And tune in 9 p.m. Bravo TV to watch the show.
Yay!
Thank you, Tim.
Thank you, Tim.
Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.